Hey everybody, I'm Andy Smith, your hostess with the mostest. I'm a 30-year comic book veteran, having worked for Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Image Comics, Cross Generation, Ominous Press. You name it, I've probably worked for them. And I do other things art-wise outside of comics in the field of advertising. I've also written some books on drawing comics you might have seen. Drawing American manga superheroes, Drawing Dynamic Comics was my first book. And I also did the handy little How to Draw Superhero Sketchbook, where all you need is a pencil because you do all the work right inside the book. Enough about that. This is the Book Look series. The Book Look series is where I grab a book off my library. You can see the tons of books I have behind me. And I go through it page by page with you, so you can see if it's a book that you might want to buy. I like to know what I want to buy before I buy it, and I feel this is a way to give you some insight into these books. So join me for today's book look. Thanks. Hello everybody, this is Andy Smith, 31-year veteran of the comic book industry. Here I am again with another book look. That is where I grab a book off my shelf, because I got a lot of books, and I go through it with you page by page. And if you're interested, you can see if it's still available. Some of these I show are still available to buy. Some aren't. You have to check eBay. First and foremost, talking about books, got a frog in my throat. First Man. Oh, I got them backwards. Whoa. Volume 1, Volume 2. Get them now. Link in the description below. You can get these books now, 2 64-page graphic novels. Each is a self-contained story. If you like superheroes, you will love my guy, First Man. Check it out. Get it now. Link in the description below. Also, my new campaign, Kor-Drath, The Reckoning, Barbarians, D&D, He-Man, all mashed up into one awesome story. There's a link in the description below so you can go sign up today, so you'll be notified upon launch. Let's get on with the book look. John Romita Sketchbook by David Day Spurlock and John Romita. Introduction by Stan Lee. Nice. Love this figure right here. It's got nice proportions to it. I love John Romita stuff. What can I say? Get in here. Of course, John is known for Spider-Man. He took over after Romita left the book, or after Romita, smack myself. After Steve Ditko left the book, John took over. Here's a nice pencil sketch right there. Just love that. Think that's so cool. Nice little introduction. Here's a drawing by Romita, very Milt Caniff inspired. John was inspired by Milt Caniff. This book came out in, 2001. It's not super thick. It's only, 100 pages maybe. It says 95 for the last chapter, so 100 some pages. There's a nice shot of young John. Got a nice introduction by Stan Lee. Of course, those guys worked together forever and were great friends. Chapter 1, you got it. Well, over here real quick, there's John. There's his son, John Romita Jr. We've got Mr. Spurlock here, John Buscema, Gene Colan, John Romita Sr. there. And here we go back in the day, John Romita Sr., who also became the art director of Marvel Comics. But you love this, the women. John could draw some of the most beautiful women around. Here's what I love. This is comic book art by John Romita. This is life drawing by John Romita. Life drawing as a comic book artist is so important. Even if you see this was from a model. Just look at these two drawings. They're very different. This is from a model. There's more realism going on in regards to proportion and everything. But then you take some of that and you turn it into a beautiful comic book style, which John Romita has. Another great sultry figure here. Almost looks like Gwen Stacy. That's definitely MJ, Spider-Man's love. It was funny, I was talking to my buddy Bart Sears one time, and I said, you know who your women remind me of? And he was like, who? And I said, John Romita. And he was like, really? And I said, yeah, if you look at the proportions of his women and your women, they're kind of close. And even in the sense of Bart does these tiny little noses on women with nice thick eyelashes and stuff, and the proportion of the calves to the upper leg, things like that. I don't know. I could be wrong. Bart kind of saw it, but, you know. Nice little fun sketch here. I like these books. This publisher put out a few different sketchbooks on different artists, and I have them. Have to do book looks with other ones like Wally Wood, Neil Adams. What's the other one up there? I'm trying to look. Oh, Al Williamson. And they're nice because there's a nice mix of a nice in-depth interview with nice pieces of art that you probably haven't seen before. Look at that sexiness right there, MJ. Nice long legs. And once again, a nice life drawing. Speaking of life drawing, I haven't done that in years. I would like to do that again. Another very nice one here. Nice subtle twist. Nice flow to the figure. This interview talks about his art influences. Another nice life drawing. And then we even have a chapter on life drawing. Would you look at that? I love the stylization in this face. These beautiful thick eyelashes. Little nose. Nice full lips. Just very nice. So like this said, this is a chapter on John drawing from life, whether it's a life drawing class. And it's weird when you say class because you automatically think you're being taught, but I've actually gone to open studio sessions where you chip in for the model fee and there is no teacher. You just sit there and draw at your leisure. So that could be what he was doing. He could have been drawing from life as well. I'm sure these were from life drawing classes. This stuff was probably just from an observation, maybe in a sketchbook or something. But I mean, you look at this stuff, and honestly, if you didn't know it was John Romita, you probably wouldn't be able to guess who drew the stuff. It's just so different from his comic book work. This reminds me of Andrew Loomis. So does this. Talks about Wally Wood. Illustration and advertising. That's right. A lot of these guys that got into comics back then came from advertising first. So the one gripe about this book, I wish this stuff was in color. I would like to have seen this in color. I would love to have seen this in color. I mean, look at this. This is an illustration. It looks like a black and white photograph. Would love to have seen that in color. Burt Reynolds, Kirby, not sure who that is. Very familiar looking, but I can't pin it down. I really wish this stuff like this was probably in full color. I have seen this in color before, you know, just a quick marker drawing for a Christmas card. More different illustration advertising stuff. Done for TV interview with Stan Lee. That's cool. I don't know who she is, but once again, I just love the proportion on this figure. Nice long legs, nice thin waist, very pretty face. Here's the design for the good old Spider-Man balloon in the Macy's parade. Of course, John was known for drawing Spider-Man. Love this. Looking in the mirror deal. That's cool. Love seeing this rough where he uses a marker to block in his lighting and stuff. That's super cool. Another great, beautiful shot of MJ. Spider-Man's like, what's going on? John, of course, would do cover roughs for other people. This is super cool. You can just see the basic shapes that he uses to put a figure together. Very Milt Caniff influence. If you look at Milt Caniff stuff, Terry and the Pirates and other strips that he worked on, you can definitely see John was influenced by him. Storytelling and the tricks of the trade. So this is cool. I'm sure if you read this will go into some stuff about storytelling, but I love seeing his breakdowns for a page. Nice and simple. And then you can see what his full pencils looked like back in the day. Kind of wish this wasn't right there, but oh well. But you do get more full pencils from John from when he was working on Spider-Man to drool over like I did. You can't see because, you know, my drool dried and you can't see it on the pages. Crime Buster, some of his early work. And then some roughs. Just love seeing stuff like this. The real essence of the storytelling right here in the roughs. More. I mean, you could hand these really to any artist and they should be able to work from these. This is from a story called The Femizines. Let me see, I saw the name of it. Let's see. Fury of the Femizons. Fury of the Femizons. And it's a storytelling analysis that he goes through with these pages, kind of explaining what he was thinking about. I love this. I don't know who this dude is. I've never seen the Femizon story before. This could be from it. It could be something else. I'm not sure. Every time I see it, I think somebody's messing with Tarzan, but I'm pretty sure that's not. Of course, John had a long career in romance comics. He did romance stuff for a number of years, 7 or 8 years before he went back to Marvel doing superhero stuff. This right here is very Jerry Ordway looking to me. Never really noticed that before. I tell you, romance comics, you can laugh at them. I've got a big fat DC showcase of Young Love, the black and white reprints, very thick. It's all romance stuff. A lot of it is John Romita. But the thing I love about it is because it's non-superhero, you have to really pay attention to storytelling and body language and stuff. And he does such a great job doing that, which you'll see over these few pages. A real artist could look into a person's heart, but you're blind. Love the graphic of the shirt, just flat black, and here he pulls out a nice highlight for the arm. Superheroes. Beat up Wolverine. Just some cool roughs here. This is what I love. It really is kind of a sketchbook. Not a lot of finished art. Now this I love. I saw this and I thought to myself, oh man, could you imagine if John Romita Sr. drew Superman? It would be so cool. And this is just an ink sketch. And I remember after I saw this, it was probably a decade later, John Romita Jr., his son, jumped over to DC to, draw Superman and other characters. And I was like, well, this is the best we're going to get, is seeing John Jr. draw Superman. But I love this sketch right here. John Romita, he did it in 1997. So I think he was born in, 1930? Yeah, I think he was born in 1930. So he was 67 when we did that. So cool. Love this half shot here of Petey Parker and Spider-Man. Petey's friends, Spider-Man's villains. Cool shot of the Thing. Nice little design of Nova. And then Omega the Unknown, who I always liked this costume design. It definitely had a Romita feel to it. I love the way he constructs his figures. You can really see the basic shapes and how he puts them together. Of course, classic Spider-Man. Humor, you say? That's right. The man knows how to do it all. 1947. So what? He's 17 years old, knocking out these great cartoons. That is awesome. Nice caricatures and stuff. Got to be able to do it all. Look at this. Even did a Mad magazine. I don't know if this cover was that. I'm assuming this was a real cover. I'd have to Google it, but I should just look up Mad magazine number 147. Because there's his signature. Would love to have seen that in color. He did the paintings for the covers of Bring on the Bad Guys, Sons of Origins of Marvel Comics, Origins of Marvel Comics, Marvel's Greatest Superhero Battles. And I believe those were all done in acrylic paint. And I tell you what, they're very comic book looking. Instead of like, you know, a Boris Vallejo style painting or Joe Jusko style painting, they're definitely more stylized in the way he was using the paint, but I love them. Early Femizon costume design. Just love this flow and everything this figure has. The Femizons. Yeah, pretty face. I mean, you think classic Marvel, you think John Romita. Now, this was funny. In the early 2000s, Wizard magazine was still out, and they put out this article about the lost Marvel hero design that has been found. And it was called The Sentry. And they printed this drawing in the magazine. And they're trying to say, we can't remember the name of the artist that drew this. Either that or it was this Artie Rosen. They made up a guy that designed this character. But I mean, anybody. I remember when this came out working at CrossGen, we were all looking at it going, who are they kidding? That's John Romita Sr. big time. But, and this is what the Sentry looked like when he was designed, you know, back supposedly in the 60s. And then they updated his costume when they brought him back after that little hype they were trying to build. They even did a series with, you could say, the Silver Age Sentry where he looked like this. I like this design. I like the way the Sentry looks now in comics. But once again, the biggest thing I really like is just looking at John Romita's pencil work there. You know, it's not super tight pencils, but anybody, any inker should be able to take this and ink this. And it would look different depending on who did it. The Constrictor, I remember that guy. Of course, is this the Leader? Yep, it's the design of the Leader, the redesign. I don't even know who that is. Of course, Dr. Doom. Here we got a nice picture of Gene Colan, Marie Severin, John Romita, James Galton, John Buscema. Unfortunately, the only one with us still is John Romita. I don't know who James Galton is. He might be with us still, but John Buscema has passed on. Marie Severin and Gene Colan has as well. Female Red Guardian. Of course, his first character sketch of Miss Marvel. I love this. Bare legs. I like the scarf around it. Definitely 70s feel with that hairstyle right out of Charlie's Angels. And this Black Swan, who I don't remember where she appeared, but this I really dig right there. And here she is right here, Black Swan. Very nice. So that is, oh, and here she is in full color. And this is one of his paintings that I'm pretty sure it's acrylic. It could be gouache, but I'm pretty sure it's acrylic. But I don't know. There's something about it. It's a painting, but it's still comic booky. You know, it could be because it's painted over John's drawing style. I don't know. I love it. I think that's very awesome. This book sold for $16.95. I don't know if it's still in print. If you want it, you might have to search eBay. Thank you guys for joining me on this book look. Andy Smith, your host, 31-year career comic book vet. Once again, plug, First Man, great superhero fun and adventure. Link in the description below. Go check it out now. Websites in the description below as well. Kor-Drath, The Reckoning. If you're a fan of Conan, Dungeons and Dragons, He-Man, you will love this new book I'm doing. Go sign up for that. And by signing up and backing the campaign when it goes live, you'll get an exclusive trading card. That's it. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button for more of this great content. And I do go live every now and then, and you can chat with me live when I do that. I do some drawing live, whatever. So join me and like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.